Hi everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to the next episode of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. As you can see by the calendar there, tonight will be the second episode of our CZW television. Again, sorry the logo does say ECW, but I can't find a CZW logo on the community creation. So let's have a quick recap on what happened on last week's episode. So we saw the Wyatt family defeat the Nasty Boys. Mike Awesome defeated Bam Bam Bigelow. Drake Younger defeated Solomon Crowe. This was an interesting match. It was originally supposed to be Solomon Crowe versus Bully Ray, but Bully saw Crowe bring Drake Younger to ringside, and Bully left. Crowe and Younger decided that it would be in everyone's interest to have a match for the fans, so they did that, and Drake Younger came out on top. We also saw Dean Ambrose defeat Bray Wyatt. Bray tried his best to play some mind games, tried to leave partway through the match, but Dean Ambrose still managed to come out on top. And our main event was Cactus Jack defeating Terry Funk. After the match, both guys shook hands to show the mutual respect and in that rivalry that's been going on now for near on 20 years. So let's have a look at tonight's card. We do have the Wyatt family taking on RVD and Sabu in a Tornado Extreme Rules tag match. We have a fatal four-way elimination match between Mike Awesome, Justin Incredible, Dark Oz, and Tajiri. Then we're going to have Drake Younger taking on Eddie Kingston. Dean Ambrose taking on Bray Wyatt. And our main event again is going to be Terry Funk versus Cactus Jack. So let's get into our first match. So as I said, our first match is the Tornado Tag Team Extreme Rules match between the Wyatt family and RVD and Sabu. So here we go with our second event here from CZW. Last week we saw the Wyatt family easily defeating the Nasty Boys. The Wyatt family are, of course, the CZW Tag Team Champions at the moment. So obviously a win here for RVD and Sabu would definitely put them in that title picture. So we see Erick Rowan with a big boot there on Sabu. Now locks him in that headlock. And a big clubbing blow to the back of the head there by Erick Rowan. Luke Harper gets hit with that Russian leg sweep by RVD. Sorry, this is my phone ringing. I'll ignore that. Remember, this is an Extreme Rules match. This one, there's a huge clothesline there by Erick Rowan, by Luke Harper even. Erick Rowan throwing RVD into that turnbuckle hard and picking him up into... Looked like he was going to go for an Olympic slam there almost. RVD broke free. But Rowan coming back. And just headbutting RVD on the ground. Remember, we have got a couple of debuts tonight as Luke Harper looks to get the first weapon of the match. But no, Luke Harper is stopped there by Sabu. Yeah, we do have a couple of debuts tonight, and let's say thank you to Jay for making a few suggestions. I have got Eddie Kingston debuting tonight and Oz. I'm not 100% sure it's the Oz that you suggested, Jay, but if it isn't, just let me know. But it's the only one I could find. But yeah, if anyone else has any suggestions or requests, please let me know. I'm more than willing to put as many as I can in. So we will see Eddie Kingston tonight, and we'll see Oz in that. Oz will be in that fatal four-way elimination match, which is the next match. And Eddie Kingston is taking on Drake Younger, I think, off the top of my head. Luke Harper there, getting very, very close to the announce table with that belly-to-belly slam. I thought he was going to put him through. So Erick Rowan was trying to get a chair, but Luke Harper threw RVD and he hit Erick Rowan. And there is a kendo stick, it looks like, or was that a baseball bat? Something is down on the ground there at RVD's feet, and Luke Harper with that suplex just got the guy around the neck. Sabu with the chair, but Erick Rowan is backing away from him, and Sabu just levers Erick Rowan in the back with that chair. Now Harper throwing Sabu back in the ring. RVD's got the steps. Throws him to the ground though. Come around the back of Harper. Harper fights out. Now Sabu goes around the back of Harper. Sabu throwing Harper onto the announce table. And then just smashing his head off the announce table now. Erick Rowan hits that pump handle backdrop there as out on the outside of the ring. This match is completely full of action here. As you'd expect from two hardcore icons in RVD and Sabu. You've also got the up-and-coming stars in the Wyatt family. RVD throwing Rowan into the ring. Sabu makes his way in as well. And again, Sabu stopping Harper from getting a weapon from underneath the ring. We haven't seen many weapons used in this Extreme Rules match so far. We've seen Sabu with a chair, but apart from that, there's not really been much. There's a lot of weapons on the ground, but not many been used. Harper now has a kendo stick though, and Sabu has a baseball bat, but Harper gets the first hit and Sabu drops. And now Harper just layering that kendo stick into the back of Sabu while he's on the ground. Sabu, I think, is busted open as RVD and Rowan start to fight up the ramp. Sabu with a dragon screw. Harper, Rowan and RVD are fighting over the ring steps. Nobody's quite coming out on top of that one. There's a monkey flip there by RVD on the outside. Sabu hit with that spine buster. RVD's got the steps. I don't think he quite caught a lot of Rowan there. Harper had left Sabu in a heap there, but Sabu's back up and he's got that kendo stick. And he's making a beeline for Harper, who has busted him open with that same kendo stick so far, and Harper takes the kendo stick to the face. And now it's Sabu's turn to layer them sticks right to the back of Harper. And again, straight to the forehead of Harper, and he drops. He could be down and out after that assault with that kendo stick, but he's making his way back to his feet. As RVD and Rowan still fighting back there. And there's a huge clothesline by Harper. Back in control of Sabu now. But Sabu's got that kendo stick. Harper manages to get it off him though. And it ends incredibly badly for Sabu. Already busted open, takes the kendo stick to the head again. As RVD and Rowan are fighting in the ring. RVD goes for the springboard crossbody and he gets it. And it looks like he's going to go for Rolling Thunder. And he gets that as well. Could this be all? RVD goes to the pin. Sabu's got Harper. But Rowan kicks out. And Harper again with that massive clothesline. Sabu could be out. Sunset flip by RVD in the ring. Only a 1 count on Rowan. Rowan going for the pin now. 1, 2. Only a 2 count over RVD. Sabu's got the steps here. As Harper just wrestles a crutch off the guy in the front row. Let's hope that crutch was for aesthetic reasons. Otherwise that fan's not going to be walking very easily tonight. There's a big splash by Rowan. 2, 3, that's it. The Wyatt family win for a second week in a row. Against very good opposition here as well. Erick Rowan winning the match with that big splash. That's why Sabu was busted open with that kendo stick by Harper. And there's the spine buster by Harper on the outside as well. There was that big slam by Erick Rowan on RVD. As well as Sabu. Just layering Harper in the face with that kendo stick. There was a sunset flip. And here's the big splash. As you can see, Harper's got control of Sabu here. Holding him by the head for Rowan to get that big splash. And it's going to take a very impressive team to knock these two guys off of this tag team title perch. Let's see who Paul Heyman's got in store for them next week. And here is our second match of the evening. It is Just Incredible, Mike Awesome, Dark Oz and Tajiri in a fatal 4-way elimination Extreme Rules matchup. So here we finally go with this fatal 4-way. I say finally because my PlayStation has crashed 3 times trying to load this bloody matchup. But here we are with the fatal 4-way elimination Extreme Rules match. We've got, as you can see, Just Incredible and Tajiri there in the centre of the ring. And just behind them we've got Dark Oz and Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome was the only one of these 4 men to be on last week's show, as he defeated Bam Bam Bigelow quite convincingly. There's several pop-ups on my computer there. I'll just go to that. And so Oz now working over on Mike Awesome, but Awesome catches him. Remember, this is an elimination match. Again, just want to say a quick thank you to Jay for making a few suggestions in the comments below. Like I said earlier, I'm not 100% sure this is the Oz that he was suggesting, but let me know if it's not, and I'll make sure I get the correct one. As Awesome goes to the pin on Oz, and Oz is eliminated. Not a great debut there from Dark Oz, as Mike Awesome just destroys him and eliminates him. Awesome is on a real rampage here in CZW. There's that big spine buster. It looks like, oh, we've had 1 man eliminated already, and there's only just about to get the first weapon underway. As Awesome goes for the swing. And Tajiri just levers Awesome in the back. Tajiri picks him up. Gets him in a front chancery. Hits the backdrop. Then pings back up onto his feet. Just incredible though. Just grabbing Tajiri from behind, didn't quite get enough of him. Tajiri went for that springboard moonsault. I think he missed and even landed on the chair to make it even worse. Just incredible going for a weapon here. Looks like he's going to pull out the ladder. He is. Tajiri with a kicks to Mike Awesome. Great kicks here by Tajiri. And, oh, a big roundhouse one to finish it off. Going to go for the pin. 1, 2. Awesome kicks out. Just incredible. Hits him in the back of the legs. Not even a 1 count though on Awesome, who fights back. It looks like Tajiri and Just Incredible were teaming up on Awesome here, but Awesome's got Just Incredible up in the torture rack, and Just Incredible taps. We are down to Mike Awesome and Tajiri. Mike Awesome eliminating 2 of the men so far that are out. Well, both of the men that are out. Mike Awesome is eliminated. Can he get the clean sweep, or can Tajiri come out on top of this match? 1, 2, I need 2 count. Throw Mike Awesome across. The referee got caught. Tajiri went for that running kick. Awesome blocked it. Tajiri now up in the headlock. What's he going for? He looks like he's going to go for a springboard over the top rope with that splash. Going to go for the pin again. 1, 2, 3. He's got it. Tajiri comes out on top of this fatal 4-way match, defeating Mike Awesome in the process. Mike Awesome had a very good match here. He eliminated Just Incredible and Oz. But Tajiri managed to stay out of his way long enough, pick up enough momentum to finish Mike Awesome off, and this is a great win here for Tajiri. Could really push him up the rankings here in CZW. Maybe even towards the television championship match, who knows. And here we have our second debut of the evening as Eddie Kingston takes on Drake Younger. And here comes Drake Younger to the ring here. And who's he bringing out? It's Solomon Crowe. Last week we saw the opposite as Solomon Crowe. Solomon Crowe was due to have a match with Bully Ray and brought out Drake Younger. Bully Ray left. It looks like Eddie Kingston's done the same, and we're going to have match number 2 in the Drake Younger versus Solomon Crowe saga here. These two guys really showing their friendship and dedication to the crowd as well by putting on this match after these guys have left. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there by Drake Younger. And although these guys are very good friends, I severely doubt that Sami Callihan or Solomon Crowe here would want to lose 2 weeks in a row to Drake Younger. Sami / Solomon. I keep calling him Sami, sorry. That's just how I've known him for years. But he is now NXT's Solomon Crowe. With that hip toss and a second hip toss. So it looks like we might have to wait till next week to see the debut of Eddie Kingston here. We give some of you Eddie Kingston fans a reason to tune in for my next episode. It's Drake Younger with the boot to the stomach of Solomon Crowe. Drop toe hold there by Solomon. Drake Younger fights his way back to his feet. Solomon ducks that clothesline. Gets a thump to the back of Younger, and Younger fights through with that arm drag. But Solomon straight back up with that drop kick. Great drop kick as well. And the clothesline just caught Solomon. Not fully, I don't think, but caught him enough to take him out. And a drop kick to the back of the head. Of course, you can see both these guys in NXT now, as you have Solomon Crowe, and Drake Younger is now a referee in NXT. You may have noticed him. I believe he actually trended on Twitter worldwide when he made his debut as a group of referees on SmackDown a couple of months back. But I'm sure he did. If anyone's got any more details on that, please let me know in the comments. But I'm sure I read that somewhere. There's a pinfall by Drake, only a 1 count. Lock in the headlock in now. Going for a Shining Wizard. It's the Shining Wizard on Solomon Crowe. It looks like he's lock in some sort of submission. It looks like he's going for... Oh, that's a great... I cannot remember what that's called off the top of my head. It's not an Indian Death Lock or something like that. It's a... Was that the cattle mutilation? I can't remember now. But he's got him up here on a running power slam. Hits it, and now a stomp to the floor and a boot to the chest. Solomon getting around the back of Drake. Drake with that jawbuster. Solomon slow back to his feet, but he's back up. Drake's got him up and hits that Michinoku driver. Is that going to be all? Could Drake get 2 wins in a row here against Solomon Crowe? 1, 2, 3. Does. For the second week running, Drake Younger comes out on top of Solomon Crowe. There's that running power slam. And here's the Michinoku driver. And the full 1, 2, 3 count. Great victory here for for Drake Younger. Like I said, although him and Solomon Crowe are good friends, I dare say that Solomon would not be happy in losing 2 weeks in a row to Drake Younger. I'm sure this is not the end we've seen of this friendly feud. And here is our 4th match of the evening. It's going to be Dean Ambrose taking on Bray Wyatt, and this is actually going to be a submission match. So here we go here between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt for the second week in a row. These two facing off against each other. Last week Bray did try some mind games, trying to walk out in the middle of the match, but made it back before the 10 count. Although Dean Ambrose did go on to win the match eventually. Ambrose now with the punches to Bray Wyatt. Bray with the Irish whip into the corner. Dean Ambrose fighting his way out of it though. I think Dean's quite lucky that none of the other members of the Wyatt family have decided to join Bray Wyatt here at ringside. It's something that the Wyatt family normally like to do, is strength in numbers. And Dean has been quite lucky so far in the matches he's had with with Bray even. Good working on the back of the leg there by Ambrose. Remember, this is a submission match, so both these guys will be trying to ideally work down parts of the body so they can eventually go for their submissions. There's a rake to the eyes and the STO style move there by Bray Wyatt. Trying to gain some control over Ambrose here, but Ambrose fighting back with that trip. Then an elbow, it almost looks at the shins. Ambrose throwing Wyatt over the top and Wyatt fighting back. And now that's sort of twisting rock bottom there. And he's choking Ambrose. Ambrose back up to his feet and hits that tilt well neck breaker. Going around the world there, Bray Wyatt. But Bray reversing that headlock into a backdrop. Picking Ambrose up. Ambrose is fighting back though still, and it's like a Russian leg sweep. But Bray hits that running crossbody, and that's a big amount of weight to come down your body like that. But Ambrose is straight back up, and that dropkick to the knee. Again, working on the legs. Great game plan here by Ambrose. It's the dragon screw. Again, more work on that leg. Bray Wyatt, I don't know what submission Dean Ambrose has got in his locker, waiting to be deployed in this match. Bray Wyatt with a headbutt to the back of the neck of Dean Ambrose. And Ambrose getting that neck breaker hooked in nicely. Look, he's going to go for a backslide. I'm about to say that's a bit of a pointless maneuver in a submission match like this, but he reverted into the neck breaker. Another kick to the stomach of Bray Wyatt. Neither one of these guys have tried to lock in a submission as yet. Rake to the eyes by Bray Wyatt. Remember, we still have our main event here this evening, which is going to be a rematch from last week. It will be Cactus Jack taking on Terry Funk. Last week, Cactus Jack got the victory, and the two of them showed their friendship by that handshake after the match. Oh, great spear there off the apron by Bray Wyatt. Ambrose hit the barrier on the outside. Yeah, there was a handshake in that main event after the main event last week between Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. Again, that's a feud that's been going on since the early 90s with that famous Japanese tournament. And those guys have feuded all over the world. And there's Dirty Deeds. He hits the Dirty Deeds. But Bray straight back up like an animal. The palm thrust there by Ambrose, knocking Wyatt down. There's the STO style clothesline again by Wyatt, who pulls Ambrose into the centre of the ring. And there's that running senton. But Ambrose fights his way back to his feet as well. Again, neither of these men have tried to lock in a submission as of yet. What's Bray Wyatt got planned here? He's badgering Ambrose to his feet, and he's going to hit the Sister Abigail. There's the kiss. And there's the Sister Abigail. Has Bray Wyatt got a submission in his locker, but Dean Ambrose fights his way to his feet as well. Ambrose lifting Wyatt up into that vertical suplex. And there's the STO clothesline again by Bray Wyatt. And there's the running crossbody again by Bray Wyatt. I was about to say he's really starting to take control of this as Ambrose fights back. There's the punch to the back. Spinebuster by Ambrose. As he turns Wyatt over and he tries to lock in this chin lock. He's got his knee in the back of Wyatt. Ambrose has done more damage to the legs there. It might be more of a clever idea to go for a submission based on the legs, but he's certainly done damage, and there's another dropkick to the knee of Bray Wyatt. But one of these two guys now has locked in a submission, and Bray Wyatt's got a bear hug. That's a fantastic submission by Bray Wyatt. He has done some damage to the back, and Ambrose taps. Ambrose taps to the bear hug there by Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt comes out on top in this submission match. Here's that running sent on by Wyatt. Again, a lot of weight coming down your body. Add that to the several cross bodies as well. This is the Sister Abigail. Slamming him down to the mat. There's that punch to the back. Again, doing a lot of damage to that back, and then lifting up into the bear hug. And Ambrose taps. Bray Wyatt celebrating here. He's not going to leave the ring here. What's he got planned? Oh, and the beatdown now on Dean Ambrose. Not needed. Just added insult to injury here, Bray Wyatt. Again, this is not the end of we've seen of these two guys. And here's our main event of the evening. It's going to be a rematch from last week's Hardcore Television. It's Terry Funk versus Cactus Jack. And here we go here with our main event of the evening. Again, these two are legends of hardcore wrestling. Both started off in that legendary Japanese tournament, then moved into ECW together before Mick Foley finally made his move to WWF. Elbow drop there by Terry Funk. Funk come back with that drop toe hold on Cactus Jack. Remember, Cactus did get the victory last week. And again, although these guys have shown mutual friendship, I severely doubt Terry Funk will want to lose 2 weeks running to Cactus Jack. Punk makes his way back to his feet. Funk makes his way back to his feet. Cactus again working him down. Just a stomp to the arm of Terry Funk there. And there's a hip toss by Cactus Jack. And now another stomp to the arm. Cactus twisting the arm of Terry Funk, but Terry Funk twisting it back and hitting that shoulder tackle. You can see the scars on Terry Funk's body there. That's from years of hardcore wrestling. I remember he was in the first ever, I think it was the first ever barbed wire match in America, which was between himself and Sabu. Absolutely brutal match that. Born to be wired, I believe, 98. That's off the top of my head, so if that is wrong, I'm very sorry, but I'm sure that sounds roughly correct. If that is wrong, please let me know in the comments, but yeah, that explains all the scars on the body of Terry Funk, as well as all the other hardcore matches he's been involved in. Obviously, we all know that Mick Foley is missing a couple of teeth that were found somewhere in his nose after that Hell in a Cell match. Hip toss there by Terry Funk. And now just elbows to the back of the head and neck area of Cactus Jack. Cactus fighting his way back to his feet and hitting that clothesline. Strong clothesline as well. Funk fights his way back to his feet. Oh, but Cactus comes back with that mandible claw. Funk had his foot on the rope. That mandible claw came out of nowhere by Cactus Jack. Cactus fighting Funk again and hitting that running spear into the corner. And then just hitting him with his ass in the face, really. There's the hip toss there by Cactus Jack. Picks Funk up and hits another hip toss. Funk could be out. He's taking a lot of damage here. 1, 2, 3. He is. Terry Funk is out. The damage of that mandible claw early in the match is still very much on top of Funk here. A A lot of hip tosses in this match. That was the second hip toss that finished it all off. And that's a 3 count. Cactus Jack for the second week in a row comes out on top of Terry Funk here. And again going for that handshake, and again the handshake. These two guys again just showing how much respect they have for each other. Although Terry Funk cannot be happy with 2 consecutive losses and 2 consecutive weeks by Cactus Jack. So guys, that's the end of our second episode of Hardcore Television. Be sure to tune in for next week's episode of CZW. Also, I should be uploading next is the first pay-per-view for WWF Attitude Era, and that's me Backlash. The main event in that will be The Rock versus Kurt Angle for the WWF Championship, so hopefully you'll check that out as well. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That would be absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for watching, and please come back. Thank you.